You don't have to sprint to the nearest seat. The nearest seat must be close to where you are. Right. Honorable members, I have a petition regarding the banning of TikTok in Kenya. Honorable members, Article 119 of the Constitution accords any person the right to petition Parliament to consider any matter within its authority. Further, Standing Order 2252B requires the Speaker to report to the House any petition other than those presented by a member. In this regard, honorable members, I wish to report to the House that my office has received a petition from one Mr. Bob Ndolo, the Executive Officer of the Bridget Connect Consultancy, regarding the banning of TikTok in Kenya. The petitioner states that TikTok is a social media platform that allows users to create and share short videos. Honorable members, the petition decries that while it has gained popularity among the youth in Kenya, the content that is being shared on the platform is inappropriate, thus promoting violence, explicit sexual content, hate speech, vulgar language, offensive behavior, which is a serious threat to the cultural and religious values of Kenya. The petition avers that in Kenya, the internet application is not regulated by the Communications Authority of Kenya, leading to the failure to remove or block content deemed to be inappropriate or offensive. Honorable members, the petition further avers that TikTok has been implicated in several privacy scandals over the past years. For instance, in 2019, the app was fined $5.7 million by the United States of America Federal Trade Commission for illegally collecting personal information from children under the age of 13 by collecting data such as names, email address, and locations from young users without their parents' consent, thus violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Honorable members, the petition alleges that TikTok collects a significant amount of data on its users, including information about their device, location, and browsing history, and sharing with third-party companies without users' consent. The petitioner is concerned that if the platform is not prohibited in Kenya, the app's addictive nature would lead to a decline in academic performance and ascent in mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and sleep deprivation among the youth. Honorable members, the petitioner thus prays that this House intervenes and takes immediate action to safeguard Kenyans from the negative effects arising from the use of the platform and altogether ban TikTok in Kenya. Honorable members, having established that the matter raised in the petition is well within the authority of this House, and further that the matters raised in the petition are not pending before any court of law, constitutional or legal body, I hereby commit the petition to the Public Petitions Committee for consideration pursuant to Standing Order 208A. The committee is required to consider the petition and report its findings to the House and to the petitioner in accordance with Standing Order 2272. Honorable members, I'll give a few members to comment on this, starting with the Majority Leader. Majority Leader and the Minority Leader, I'll give you 3 minutes each. The rest of members, I'll give you 2 minutes each.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, as you have said, the petition is well in the House. And the Mr. Ndolo who has sent that petition is well within his rights. But Honorable Speaker, TikTok, as you read that petition, Honorable Speaker, I noticed that the Honorable Njeri Maina was actually on TikTok.
Is that correct? Go on.
Honorable Speaker, many of us, including myself, Honorable Speaker, I am on TikTok. Unashamedly. And my deputy whip here says she's also on TikTok. And there is nothing criminal, there is nothing evil being on TikTok, Honorable Speaker. I am also on Snapchat. Honorable Speaker. And all these apps are my teenage daughters who have downloaded them on my phone, shown me how to use them. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, as much as I feel what Mr. Ndolo says, there could be an element of abuse of all these apps. But Honorable Speaker, we cannot, as a House, preside over the banning, outright banning of any app. We cannot fight with technology. Honorable Speaker, what probably Ndolo should have done is to petition the House, and maybe that's what the relevant committee should do, is to look at ways how you regulate the use of these apps, how you restrict the age groups that will be able to use these apps, how the Communications Authority of Kenya and ICT authorities will be able to regulate the content that is being uploaded for viewership, to be able to view, for age groups that are not supposed to see certain content, are not able to see. But Honorable Speaker, outright banning will also be killing careers. Honorable Speaker, I know, and I've been to some establishment in Lavington where they have established a digital village. And in fact, around the country, Honorable Speaker, it's part of government efforts to establish studios where young men and women back in our villages can have studios where they can create content for use on TikTok, on WhatsApp, on Snapchat, and all these other apps, Honorable Speaker. And there are many young Kenyans who are earning a living from this, all these apps. Honorable Speaker, the content creators that even government now is tapping onto their resources in terms of revenue generation, Honorable Speaker, is because even government now appreciates that this is now an industry where we can even raise money from. I have seen young Kenyans earning to the tune of 300,000, 400,000 shillings on account of the people who are following them on TikTok. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, we just need to regulate the content that young people or small children who are underage are able to view and how they can use these apps. But the outright banning of TikTok or indeed any other app, I think is going way beyond our call of duty, and we should encourage. And also parents should take charge. That is why as a parent, I'm on TikTok, as a parent, I'm on Snapchat, and indeed it serves very well if you are a good father, because now my daughters are able to tell exactly where I am on Snapchat. They told me they had downloaded it so that they can tell exactly where I am at any point in time. They're able to track my movements, they're able to know when I'm coming home, although at times, Honorable Speaker, depending on the circumstances, I have to switch off the location services. Because at times you also need to be a typical African father and appear home unannounced. Therefore, I knew my young daughters were also doing this so that they can also track to know when I'm about to get home. But I want to encourage parents like myself, Honorable Speaker, to also appraise themselves of the developments in the technological world so that we are not caught unawares and we are able to see the content that our children are being able to access. And therefore, I want to urge the committee to look more towards regulation of the use of these apps and the content that is being uploaded, who are able to access that content, Honorable Speaker, and also for government agencies to ensure that if you upload content that is not desirable for young people, you are heavily fined and probably even banned from using that app, so that you don't become a serial abuser of children and underage people using these apps. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to support that petition with the amendment that we do not consider the outright banning of any app. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me echo the words of the Leader of Majority. Indeed, of course, the petitioner is within his rights to petition the House on this very, very important matter. But, Mr. Speaker, I am of the view, very, very strong view, that in this digital age, we cannot as a country afford to live in isolation. We cannot operate from some island. This age knows no boundaries, it knows no borders, and therefore, it will be foolhardy even to contemplate banning not only TikTok, but any other app for that matter. And secondly, Mr. Speaker, we are living in difficult times when unemployment levels have basically reached very high, very high. And our youth are looking forward to getting opportunities for employment. And these platforms have actually provided avenues and opportunities for our youth to get employment, especially for those who are able to create content. As a country which is responsible, we should be looking forward to opening up these spaces for the young people to continue to eke out decent living. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, finally, of course, I will urge the relevant committee to take its time and interrogate this matter adequately and come up with the appropriate recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Jerry.
Honorable Speaker, you know the Majority Leader adversely mentioned me that I was on TikTok where you were giving or reading the very meaningful petition. Honorable Speaker, I can confirm that I am indeed a subscriber of TikTok. I am a very popular content creator there, but I try to empower children, Honorable Speaker. What I want to say is social media is not only an avenue that is open to people who want to abuse the platform, Honorable Speaker. It is also an avenue for many young Kenyans who are trying to eke a living, Honorable Speaker. It's also an avenue for marketing. So we cannot, as this House, say that we want to do away with TikTok, Honorable Speaker. Young people are at the center of so many challenges, Honorable Speaker. The high rising unemployment levels. And TikTok is an avenue where some young people are earning up to Kenya shillings 300,000 per month, Honorable Speaker. Money that they would not make on the regular market, Honorable Speaker. We need to ensure that even if we are alive to the dangers of social media, Honorable Speaker, perhaps what we can be discussing or what we can front is to see how we can regulate abuse of content creation in social media, Honorable Speaker. A lot of these digital content creators, Honorable Speaker, are just people who are trying to put something on their table, Honorable Speaker. I therefore propose that we amend this petition to ensure that we only regulate, Honorable Speaker, the TikTok platform, but not do away with it entirely. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Irene Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I also want to join my colleagues in supporting that the ideal thing to do would not be to ban but to regulate. Honorable Speaker, I just want to, from an IT and audit perspective, I just want to first of all inform the House that number one, even if you ban any application in Kenya, if someone has access to VPN from any other country, they can still access that application. So Honorable Speaker,
Assist Honorable Kajwang is of the old school, so you better...
Honorable Kajwang, VPN is an application that allows you to access application or material accessible in another country, within your country, if you have it on your phone. So what I'm saying is an ultimate ban would not assist anyone. Number two, Honorable Speaker, protect me from the leader of minority. Honorable Speaker, number two, what I'd like to say, and especially to parents, and I'm very encouraged that the leader of majority is on TikTok, and I will follow him so that I can oversight him on TikTok. What I want to encourage parents is that you can actually be able on Google to follow up and restrict and monitor what your children are doing on any application. Just ensure that they are registered under your number, and that anytime they access any of these sites that are not consumable to them and that you feel are of not good content, then you can be able to always get in there and actually stop them from accessing. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, I do support my colleagues in saying that we amend this petition to allow us to regulate and not ban, because banning will not be helping us. I thank you.
Rueda.
Asante Bwana Spika. Kama tunavyojua dunia inabadilika. Shetani yako juu zaidi. Hizi TikTok inatusaidia kuonesha maendeleo yetu. Na Bwana Spika, mimi nimekuwa nikionyesha mabarabara na mambo mengine, lakini haija trend kama siku nilipoimba tunga mia wangu. Ime trend ile mambo hata si muhimu, ina trend zaidi na natuuza zaidi. Kwa hivyo TikTok isiende pale, ikue hapa hapa. TikTok ni nzuri na ikue hapo hapo, msitoe.
Yes. Oundo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For the old geezers like us whose technology found us, we must accept that technology is with us here. And as a country and as regulators and policy makers, the main focus should be to regulate. Honorable Speaker, in any way, the right to petition is enshrined in the Constitution. As long as it's constitutional and legal, we cannot begrudge somebody by bringing a petition. But indeed, with the new modern technology, Honorable Speaker, probably when the Public Petitions Committee seeks to review the same, they need to retweak it, look for the gentleman, listen to him, the fears, and probably also talk to the relevant members, state organs, to ensure that we regulate. Honorable Speaker, of course, some of us who are older ones, we are worried about the contents that the young people are accessing, some of the vulgar languages they are using, but we must accept and live with those kind of realities. That's their way of doing their things. So therefore, I need to urge the Public Petitions Committee to look at it soberly and clearly and ensure that we align the rules and regulations to the modern day era. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
KJ.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And as has been said, this petition is properly before this House. Mr. Speaker, TikTok is a development in ICT coming out of what we're calling the fourth industrial revolution. And if there's anything we have learned from the first, second, and third revolutions, is that technological tools are basically that. They are tools. A knife can be used to do good, and a knife can be used to kill. Fire can be used to cook, and fire can be used to burn. So, Mr. Speaker, the business of this House should not be first to throw the baby with the bathwater. TikTok as an entity has committed no crime. It is how it is used, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the heart of that petition goes to the issues of morality. You can never legislate morality, Mr. Speaker. When faced with such an issue, the former President of the United States, Barack Obama, said that the government can never come to your house to switch off the TV. In the same breath, Parliament cannot go to the houses of individuals to switch off TikTok because the children are misusing TikTok. It is up to the parents, the religious institutions, the schools to bring up the issue of morality, not to over legislation on morality. Finally, Mr. Speaker, because this petition will not come to the Committee of Communication, Information and Innovation, I'd like to plead with the Committee on Petitions that when they are looking at this issue, to also look at the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Law that was passed by this House with some provisions suspended by the court. There were some very critical provisions, Mr. Speaker, that would have aided us on dealing with some of the issues that are being raised in this petition. So the Petitions Committee should also propose what it is we can do to unlock some of these provisions in the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Law of the Committee on Communication.
KJ, as the chair of that committee, you can suo moto initiate a legislative proposal. You don't have to go to the petitions committee. Yes, member for...
Mr. Speaker, we are very well guided, and true, the committee is doing something. I was just taking advantage of this petition that will be appearing before the petitions committee so that they also add a word to what our committee is doing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member from Diwa. Give the honorable member the mic. Your mic is not working. Give him a working mic. Take the next. There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is true that you cannot legislate moral standards, but it is also true that you should not provide environment to encourage such behaviors. Mr. Speaker, the impact of these things which are going on now, TikTok is one of them, is yet to be realized. And honorable member, I think as much as they are business-oriented, social-oriented, promotions, we have to think of our children. Most children or most parents cannot regulate like we can because of the abilities you have. Very many children are vulnerable. This thing was banned in the US sometime because of the same crime. So even as much as those advantages are being thrown here and there, we have to be conscious of the effect of these platforms. My suggestion, well, we may not do total banning, but those parts that you are calling to be regulated must be properly regulated. There is an element there of time management which it denies our children. In fact, children who are not supervised very well spend more time on these applications and fail in their exams. Second, the addictive element of this has been documented in health circles and is a worrying, is a concern. So yes, we may not totally ban it, but let us put proper regulations to save our children. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, and I want to be very clear. One is that this is a very good idea that the Committee on Petitions can leverage on and improve. There is nothing that should not be regulated, Mr. Speaker. Even Facebook, when there were people who were misusing it, the owners of Facebook tried to develop some policy guidelines which, if you go against, your account can be disabled. We cannot continue supporting TikTok when our young people are using the same platform to post pictures when they are naked. And even when you go there, and that for you to be allowed to have an account, that you must be of a particular age. There is no control. When a child is 7 years, they pick to mean they are 35 years old. So what we are saying that we must regulate on what should be posted on that TikTok, and I think the Communication Authority and the Ministry of ICT should go beyond not just TikTok, but every other social media platform. Other countries are doing the same. You can't just be posting anything you want on the social media. It must be regulated, Honorable Speaker. This is an idea that the committee should leverage on and improve. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Women Rep Kilifi.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Nataka kushukuru aliyeleta petition hii, Mheshimiwa Spika. Nataka kuunga mkono aliyozungumza na marekebisho, kwa sababu ukiangalia TikTok ni muhimu katika kizazi cha sahihi. Kimeleta ufahamu wa watu wengi ambao hawaweza kujulikana kimataifa. Kitu ambacho kinasikitisha ni wachache, Mheshimiwa Spika, wanaoweka mambo yao ya kibinafsi katika mtandao huu. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi siko TikTok, lakini niko katika zile platform nyingine zote, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp zote. Na nataka kufahamisha Mr. Speaker, mimi ndo mbunge wa pekee Kenya hii, ndani ya bunge hili na bunge la Seneti, kuchaguliwa kuleta impact online in Kenya. Na Ijumaa hii nitakuwa napewa award. Yes. Na nafikiri wale wengine wote wanajua impact yangu imeenda viral dunia nzima na nimekuwa voted in. Kwa hivyo hizi platform zote ni muhimu, na ile content ndio muhimu zaidi ya kukufanya wewe uweze kujulikana. Kwa hivyo mimi najivunia kuwa katika hizi, japo siko TikTok. Na haya ya TikTok, nilikuwa nazungumza na mheshimiwa hapa. Wachache tu wasichana ambao wanataka kujulikana kibinafsi wanaweka picha za ngono, ambao kwa hizo mimi nitakuwa tayari turekebishe. Nimuunge mkono chairman wangu wa
TJ Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, I rise not to ask about VPN, but let me speak on the other side, which I don't think speakers have looked at. Mr. Speaker, the essence of public petitions. I served as the inaugural members that created this committee. I think that the members of public have not understood very well the essence of public petition. We cannot begrudge them, but we need to let them understand exactly what public petitions is all about. If you look at the Constitution and the Standing Order, we are not taking away the duties and the mandates of normal governmental agencies. We only come into play where somebody has tried all he can in his best endeavor and failed to get response from those that are charged with mandates to do these things. For example, the issue that we are speaking about right now properly belongs to the communication agency of the Republic of Kenya. They must go there. They must try to see how that commission will work. They must try to see if there is an opportunity to limit some of these things. We should not be the first port of call. If we did that, we are not able to do all that Wananchi want us to do. So that is the point I wanted to pass across. But secondly, there is right to information. There is right of speech. There is right of privacy. All these things are there. So we as members of parliament must know that we work in...
Your time is up. Honorable members, I want us to stop here on this. Kagombe, I can see you menacing the chair with your hand. I'll give you 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I want to say that this TikTok cannot be dismissed just like that. I've been seeing Opondo Kaluma trending on TikTok at some point, running away from the studio. And therefore this app can be used properly. And when used properly, it is good to disseminate information. Mr. Speaker, we have a State Department for Economy and for Digital Economy that is supposed to expand the space in which people communicate. We cannot be seen to be fighting technology. And Mr. Speaker, this government has gone and put on Wi-Fi so that young people can find places to communicate with each other. So I would say that agencies that are supposed to regulate communication, like Communication Authority, they take up their mandate, regulate so that the apps are used properly, like Facebook is used, and Facebook has intelligence, artificial intelligence that is able to sieve the content that is communicated in there. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion and I support the petition, but with changes other than banning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chiforo Mondo, present your constituent's petition. Give him the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to lay a petition regarding delayed adjudication and settlement of residents of Kidomaya Miongoni Village in Vangawad, Kiwegu sublocation, Lungalunga constituency, residing in plot number 12,224. I, the undersigned, on behalf of residents of Lungalunga constituency, draw the attention of the House to the following: that the people of Kidomaya, Miongoni Village in Vangawad, Kiwegu sublocation, Lungalunga constituency, have occupied a parcel of land registered as plot number 1,224 under the dispute for more than 35 years. They are aware that the 1,506.5 acres of land of conservation restriction number CR 1,583 was granted to one Mr. Velji Parbat, now deceased, under a lease for 33 years. That upon application for extension of lease on 1st June 1980 through the Kwale County Council, Mr. Velji Parbat was granted 27 years and 6 months. That was elapsed that was to elapse on 1st June 2007. That currently, the lease has control management of around 600 acres of the total land on the said plot, while the locals are settled in the remaining land and are worried of impending eviction. That a budget of 3 million was set aside by the county government of Kwale during the 2017-2018 financial year for the purpose of demarcation and survey of the area, considering that the lease was not renewed. That the community has had expectation that the area would be adjudicated, formally recognized, settled. However, upon date of adjudication is yet to commence in the area. Mr. Speaker, that the following several attempts by the community to resolve the dispute by involving Mr. Varj Parbat's son, the county government of Kwale, and Dr. Suazuri, the former chair of National Land Commission, were futile. That efforts to have issues resolved by the relevant government agencies, including the leadership of the county government of Kwale, have proved futile. And that the issues in respect of which this particular petition is made are not pending before any court of law or in any constitutional legal body. Therefore, your humble petitioners pray that